This is Ask the Girls, a segment of the show where we try and give you advice because you've actually asked for it. Is it always good advice? I would like to think so. I would really like to think so. But today I'm actually confused. So this is what they say. Hi ladies, looking good. I am Emma from Rungai, enjoying the show. I am 24 years old and I am currently dating. However, my boyfriend is not fulfilling my needs and I feel bad because I've tried to talk to him and he says I'm being too petty. Do I leave him or...
What needs?
That's the question. Question number one, what needs are these?
Exactly.
Because,
What?
wow, the spectrum of needs is
Hey,
a lot.
it's
If
a
it's
lot.
financial, it's a different conversation. If it is sexual, it's a different conversation. If it is emotional, it's a different conversation. Like, we really need to get to know what the root need is or what the need it is that you are bringing out is in order for us to know whether we are for you or against you, honey. Because in some cases, we should be for you, but in some cases, you really are being petty. So, I think for that reason, I'll just give a blanket statement. One, try and communicate your needs in a way that the other person understands them. If it is financial, try and explain it sometimes they're like, where unipatiangi pesa, kwa nini nakuangaje? Stuff like that. And yes, that does come off as petty. Or it comes off as like what's the word, enabled. It's a very enabler type vibe.
Entitled.
Entitlement, yes, it comes off as entitlement because really you haven't worked for that money and therefore you shouldn't be the one to decide how and where it is spent. Number two, in addition to communicating your needs in a good tone or in a tone that is understood by the person, also try and also find a way to mitigate the now burning fire, which is he thinks you're being petty. Try and ask, in what way am I being petty? Or please try and explain how you're seeing this or how you're hearing me, because I really genuinely don't think I'm being petty. But if you feel like I am being petty, could you care to explain in which way I am being petty and how I can either work on it or how we can both get to an agreement that is suitable and sustainable for the both of us. And then ultimately, if the two of you can't work it out, then that's a different conversation. But for now, I feel like there's a communication issue, a miscommunication, actually, to be entirely honest. So find a way to bridge that communication barrier that is going on. And once you cross that bridge, then you will know whether it is something you can work with or whether it's something that you can't. But you can't just jump gun and say, like, he says I'm petty, so I'm out. Have you communicated clearly, effectively? Talking to someone is not necessarily communicating to someone, right? Yeah.
I think it just bubbles down to just that. Talk about it. Say, listen, babe, this is what I'm not satisfied with. If it's something they can fix, if it's something they can work on, if it's something the both of you can work on, and then both of you are happy, well and good. But if unaitisha gari, and even your boyfriend, hata yeye mwenyewe hana gari, lakini unataka gari. So it's not something that can happen anytime soon. You figure out, are you going to wait until the both of you, just figure out, are you going to stick around until these needs can be fulfilled? Or are you going to be the mature person, instead of dragging it out and always being resentful and always being unhappy? So you break up with this person. Just say, listen, this is what I want. These are my needs. They are not being fulfilled. So can we please let each other go? It's as simple as that. And even if you feel bad, imagine staying in the relationship for so long and being so resentful. And then when you finally break up, you ask yourself, why did I waste all this time, just being unhappy when I could have communicated all this, set myself free, and looked for these things on my own. So, yeah.
And always just try and examine your motivation for asking for whatever it is you need. Is it selfish? Is it peer pressure? Is it like what is the motivation for this need? And if it's something that I can do myself, why am I not being able to do it myself? Like the word needs is so wide, the spectrum is so wide, we can't really break it down.
And it's your boyfriend, not your father. It is not your father. So if it's financial, don't put all this burden on someone else's son. Why can't you fulfill those financial needs for yourself, Why are you putting pressure on someone else to do these things for you so that you feel loved in that relationship? That's just very manipulative and very toxic.
Yeah, I think, again, just analyze your motivation. And also because we're not clear on what your needs are, I wish you were a bit more clear. Is it financial? Is it emotional? Like, I wish you were a bit more clear, but given that, communication is always the communicating in a way they understand. Yeah? And in a tone that is more inquisitive than judgmental. Because by then I don't even like the way you do me. It's like, of course I'm going to jump on the defense. Like, what do you mean you don't like Connie? Where have you been when I've been doing? You get, it's just the tone.
Exactly.